Someone's in denial.
Why is Light Stage still at 1? Hey everyone, welcome to Team Forbidden's YouTube page again. It is Andrew the Collector here with probably one of my favorite decks of all time, is Trickstars. Light Stage is still at 1. Why? Why is Light Stage still at 1? I get that the deck is incredibly broken and annoying to face, but I will be perfectly fine with putting Reincarnation at 1 if that means that Light Stage comes back to 3. Because with how it is now, in the competitive field, it's virtually unplayable. It's not even a contender to make Rogue. And that's saying something coming from a Trickstar player. But I've built what I think is the best version that at least I can make with Trickstars. So take it with what you will. So let's just get right into it. So obviously 3 Kandina, it's your searcher upon normal summon. 3 Lycaris. She's your main burner, your main chick of the deck, and 2 Lilybell. If you've been around in the game ever since like what 2017, you guys know what the Trickstars are about. They're slight burn damage for your opponent, even just playing the game. The recursion is amazing, and just their overall synergy is just great. And the 1 Korribane because it's an honest-like effect, plus 2 honest. Because let's be real, this deck's main issue, even when it was at full power, was getting over big boss monsters and high attack monsters. So yeah, honest really comes in clutch. Now onto the hand traps, to Ash Blossom, to Effect Veiler, and yes, I am running the really terrible Droll Mockbird Reincarnation combo, because as long as Reincarnation is still at 3, I'm always going to be running that combo in a Trickstar deck. Hate me if you want, I don't care. Off to the spells. 3 Pot of Extravagance, because this deck doesn't really care about the extra deck too much, even if you do go into some of your Link monsters here and there, but we'll get to that when we get to the extra deck. I kind of understand why this card is at 1, but the reason they went to 1 in the first place was because of Orchist. Mr. Cameraman.
It's not my fault.
It is your fault. But regardless, it went to the limited section because of Orchist, because it was a 1 card going into Nightmare and all and linking up and everything, because you get your Korribane, summon out Korribane, and get your just go from there. It was just really good. But yeah, let's get to the actual effect of what it does. You activate it, you search out a Trickstar monster. If your opponent takes any kind of damage, whether from effect or battle, from a Trickstar monster, they lose an extra 200. And once per turn, you can target a set card that they control, and at the end of the turn, it's forced to activate. If not, then it goes to the graveyard. It's nuts. This card needs to come back to 3 for Trickstars to be relevant. Again, Reincarnation can go to 1 if this card comes back to 3. Konami, please do that. People want Trickstars back. Well, at least I do.
Give it an errata.
It's like Farrell.
And then Terraforming, obviously. Regeki, because it's Regeki's Scapegoat. When Scapegoat was at 3, this deck really loved Scapegoat because it was easy to get out, like Borreload Dragon, Boral Sword, all of your high link monsters, and it was just a good defensive card. But now with token spamming being the broken engine that it is, I obviously understand why this card is now at 1, but regardless if it's at 3 or 1, you still need to run it in a Trickstar deck. Mind Control to bait out any negates or get or control any problematic monsters and link them away. Upstar because it's Upstar, Call to the Grave, and Monster Reborn, just pretty much extenders for your deck. Now here's where I think this deck can really shine, at least in this format, is with the traps. Obviously 3 Reincarnation. It's really busted. Activate it, your opponent banishes their entire hand and draws the same amount of cards. Under Droll, they just banish their entire hand and they get nothing. Again, this card went to 1 and brought back 2 more life stage. I will be perfectly fine with that because Trickstars can function with 3 light stage and only 1 reincarnation, not the other way around. 3 Imperm, the greatest hand trap in the entire game currently. And then 2 Dogmatic of Punishment. We'll get into the extra deck of why I have this in here, but this goes back to what I'm saying about getting over big boss monsters. It's just an option to, you know, really go into it. Same with Blazing Mirror Force, plus it's with extra burn damage. And 2 Lost Wind. Again, monsters with high attack, it's this deck's biggest weakness. So halving them permanently is really good.
On top of them, Cody.
Now off into the extra deck. It's fairly generic. You have the targets for the punishments, plus for the extra popping, 3 Intist and 3 of the Fossil Warriors, Fossil Knights. Send any of these with punishment and destroy a monster they control. Same turn to pop any card, and next turn to banish this to pop any card, so yeah. And then just generic links with the, where are they, the scapegoats. You can run anything that you want, but generally you'll want the miscellaneouses and the link Karibos and the IPs. I mean with IP, you can use 2 scapegoats for IP Masquerena. That in itself is pretty nuts. And then these are the 3 boss monsters I chose. I do not have Access Code Talker on me, at least. So if you have Access Code Talker, probably try out the Borreload for it, but even then Borreload is still really good. But yeah, for a deck like this, you can use your extra deck any way that you desire. Off to the side, 2 Nibiru. It's Nibiru with the 3rd roll, in case you need to like really interrupt your opponent's plays. 3 Deck Lockdown. You activate this against Dragon Link. It can really slow them down unless they have a way to, get it off the field with any form of spell and trap negate. 3 Prohibition. This one may seem a little out there, but in certain decks, if you activate this, and call like a key point in their combo, it can really hurt them. Like for instance, you activate this against a combo heavy deck. You activate it, call Hauki 5X. Unless they get rid of it, they're going to have to going through loops and bounds and go from there. 3 in there can only be 1. It's a great floodgate. And 3 dimension barrier. With Drytron coming into the meta game, I think this card's going to come in real clutch. And that is it for the deck profile. Again, I don't really know if this deck can. It's not really a deck that you can take to obviously big tournaments or online remote duels or even your locals. It's more like for casual stuff or like home with the guys, because unless Life Stage comes back to 3, this deck can't really compete anymore. I'm sorry, but it just can't. But I want to bring this deck profile to you guys because I really do like the deck and I haven't updated and played it in a while, so I figured I might as well give it a shot. If you guys can play it, go for it. If not, it's your choice. Anyway, be in store for some future videos because we have a lot of ideas coming, especially for the new year. Comment down below what you guys think of the deck, or if you have any ideas for future deck profiles. Please hit that bell for notifications, like, subscribe, support us with any of your links down below, and we'll catch you guys later.